We're a few in the room here. Steffen is here. This is his face in real life. For those of you who've never got to see him in person, thank you for those of you who are in the room. We are doing our virtual community conversation session for Technomatics today, and Steffen is going to go through part picking from a store. He's ahead of me. But we're going to let him jump into the software, give the tutorial. We also have time for Q&A. So we'll do that all together at the end. So nothing else you need from me? All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Go ahead, Steffen.
Thank you, Tarin. Okay, my name is Steffen Bangsow. I am doing plant simulation now since 27 years. And our topic for today is a part picking from a store. And I prepared this topic not as usual with live programming. So I'm missing my cheating monitor, and so I prepared all the programming. And first, a typical task we have to do when we modeling some stuff is to think about how deep we want to model. And the easiest way to model part picking from a store is to use an assembly station, because the assembly station is able to pull all the stuff it needs from the store automatically. You can see here I have an order. I want to load part 2, part 4, part 7, and part 9. And if we need dynamically to change this bill of material, then we need, for instance, only an entrance control for the assembly station to change the assembly table. You can see here, I have a quite simple program to create a table, and then I read from the table order E all the stuff and write it into this variable. And then I set with assemble table the assemble table of this block. And this would be the easiest way to pick part from a store. And now you can see it loads part 2, part 7, part 4, part 9. Yes. This only works if the intention is only to model the material consumption. If you want to model a worker or some equipment that takes the part from the store, then maybe your customer will not be satisfied with the solution, and you need to change it, because here we don't have the worker at all. And so if you need to do this with the worker, then there are several ways to do this. So the first way, this is the default behavior of plant simulation, is to use a worker, and you need to adjust the transport importer of the store. I have adjusted transport importer here. The MU target is train 1 here. And of course, I need a broker. I have a broker, worker pool, and some worker who supports the service transport. And that's it. Okay, it's quite fast. So the worker goes, and if you set the capacity of the worker to more than 1, the worker can also carry a lot of stuff. I have here set the set dimension to 10. And maybe you need, if you get parts to the store in a certain interval, you may change maximal dwell time here in plan simulation to something greater than 0. Yes. Okay, now I have forgotten to. Okay. Okay. I guess since 2505 you have some additional options here. The basic behavior before was you can assign one workplace, or you can assign a workplace to the store, and the worker walks to the workplace, and there it loads all the stuff at once. Now you have two more options here. You can walk along or directly to the store column where you move the first part. So the worker is working along the store, and you don't need to change the position of the workplace anymore. And so it walks to the right position and loads the part. What doesn't work is if you have to pick more than one part here and you want to model the movement between the part positions, then it doesn't work, because the transport order here consists of loading parts, maybe more than one, and then move all the parts to the train. So maybe this picking behavior isn't the picking behavior you want to have. I had a webinar 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago with the code you need to create another behavior. One way to fix this problem is to use two workplaces that you position automatically depend on the location of the parts in the store. I have here two workstations, a little bit more complicated pick control. And I move the first workstation to the place where the first picking takes place. Then the second place, then I move this to the next. In this way, you can create complex picking processes. The pick control looks a little bit more complicated here, because you need to acquire the positions of the parts in the store and then move the workplace with a little offset at the right position. A third way is to use a transporter here at HEV with markers. So why would this be a way? One problem is if you need to run a transporter with the worker. Maybe you have to board a transporter, unboard the transporter, go to the picking position, take the part, load it to the transporter, board on the transporter, and drive to the next position. This you can do not with the worker in plan simulation, but you can move a HEV on a HEV. It looks quite the same. You can download this transporter from my website. It has the animation of the worker. You see here a marker. Here's another marker here. Okay, it moves a little bit different from the worker. And at the end, I prepared this already. I can move the worker to a transporter. And this approach gives you more freedom to make the worker a little bit more flexible. Okay. And this is impossible using the worker. It's not, you cannot do this. Okay, in my time. Do you have questions?
Hey, so I guess just one question from an overall perspective. So when you're, can you hear me? There we go. So just one question from an overall perspective. When you're starting to look at your layout and your conversion, at what point do you move to this software, and where do you start out with just writing a Word document or just like a step of process flows, or do you do that inside of this software in another module? Sorry, I'm new to the entire Siemens world. So.
We use okay, there are many different ways. We cannot do the process planning inside of plant simulation. We need to use data from outside. But I use, for instance, data from Process Designer or from Teamcenter Human to create the worker processes. And you can create with Teamcenter interface exports or imports to plant simulation. You don't need to create all this stuff anew. But mostly I get Excel files. And so I can import the Excel files, plant simulation, and use them there. But it's important. It's normally another level of detail, and you need to go deeper into the processes to create then plant simulation models.
And we do have a question from online as well. I'll read it out loud for you guys who are here. What pick control method did you use for the first worker scenario? And is this also possible for transporting from a store to a dismantle station? So that is the question from the chat.
Okay.
Okay, he's going to show it.
I scroll back. There's no automatic way to move the parts out of the source. The source, the store don't have an active exit behavior, and so you need to move the parts from the. It's not the right. Okay. Interesting. Where's my method? It's not the first one. The first one, I don't know. The first one is only to write the assembly table new, and the assembly table then the assembly station will move the parts out of the store. In the second example, I need to move the parts, and this is the method for this. I run through the order table, and then I move the part with part move. I find a part with find part, and then I move the part.
Yes, they clarified that they meant the second one.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's good. Thank you. And I think that's it. All right. Thank you, Steffen.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for attending. All right. Bye-bye.